Hello and happy Earth Day! Today I've made this presentation for you to share some fun facts and trivia questions. Please follow along with this video and enjoy. Earth Day is celebrated each year on April 22nd, and this year it happens to fall on today, this Wednesday. On this day, we raise environmental awareness and promote action to protect the planet. It was first celebrated in the United States in 1970 and became global in 1990, known as International Mother Earth Day. Earth is an amazing planet, home to a diverse range of plant and animal species in a variety of landscapes. Let's have some fun learning a little bit more about our planet and how to protect it. Environment. We depend on the environment for natural resources such as water, air, food, and materials for housing and clothing. Our environment supports all living species. A healthy ecosystem allows all life to thrive. Think about the resources that you've used already today. Have you drinking a glass of water or had water with your breakfast? Have you breathed any air today? Don't try to hold your breath. And what did you eat for breakfast? Did you have any breakfast? If not, I'm sure you ate something yesterday. Think about the materials that are used for your house, or even look around the classroom. This classroom is built with bricks and wood and metal to help support you and keep you in a nice either air-conditioned classroom or a heated classroom during the winter time. But all of these things are due because of our environment. We don't just grow bricks on trees or metal. We have to create these with the things that we get from nature. Clothing. Look at the clothes that you're wearing right now. Clothes and t-shirts, and especially not Jordans, they don't grow on trees. We get these materials naturally and have to use those natural materials to create things like our clothes. There are many different biomes in our aquatic and terrestrial environments. Some examples are oceans, lakes, rivers, wetlands, forests, deserts, grasslands, and mountains. We can protect the environment by reducing pollution and waste, conserving water, and cleaning up litter. Fun fact, environment. More than half of all species on Earth, 59%, live underground, making the soil the most biodiverse habitat on our planet. Creatures include worms, fungi, plants, bacteria, and some mammals. Can you believe that? 59%? That's over half of the species on Earth. That's a lot of animals. That's a lot of species of things. One of the largest organisms on Earth is a fungus found in Oregon. It covers an area the size of 1,665 football fields. Wow, that's pretty big. Trivia time. How many trees are estimated to be on Earth? 3,000, 3 million, 3 billion, 3 trillion. Think about the answer to this question in your head. Matter of fact, you can point to it on your screen. The answer is 3 trillion trees are estimated to be on Earth. That's 3, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000. That's a lot of trees. You can look out the window and see probably about 100 trees outside of our playground area. How many trees are there on your property where you live? Probably a couple, but all those trees add up. Not only in the town we live in, but in the state we live in, and in the world we live in. That's a lot of trees. Oceans. Oceans cover more than 70% of Earth's surface. They are home to some of the smallest species, such as the microscopic algae known as phytoplankton, to some of the largest, such as the blue whale. Although most of it still remains unexplored. If you want to take a look at my map on the back wall. Although most of it still remains unexplored, the ocean plays an important role in our climate and the ecosystem. For example, the ocean absorbs a lot of the sun's heat, regulating the Earth's temperature. It also absorbs carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So, what would happen if we didn't have an ocean? What would happen to the heat that it's regulating, or the carbon dioxide that's in the air? Are those toxic airs that we can be breathing in? Fun facts, ocean. Phytoplankton produces the most oxygen for our planet through photosynthesis. The ocean is home to the world's largest mountain range, the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. The deepest part of the ocean is deeper than Mount Everest is tall. And 97% of the world's water is salty. Can you imagine that? It was one of our science lessons earlier in the year, but 97%, so almost all of the water in the entire world is salty. Now think about if you've ever had salty water, if you've been to the ocean and you've tasted actual salt water, it's not very good, right? The water that we have, the fresh water that we have, only comes up to about 3% of the water that's consumable. So when we do things like leave the sink on or dump out water for no reason, that's wasting water. The very little amount of water that we actually can drink that's not salty. Trivia time! True or false? The moon is wider than the Pacific Ocean. True or false? Go ahead and put your finger on your screen to true or false. False! The Pacific Ocean is wider than the moon, 12,300 miles compared to 2,159 miles. Wow. So if you think about how big the moon is, go ahead and take a look at the map at the back of the classroom. The moon is smaller than the Pacific Ocean. If you take a look at the Pacific Ocean, it's kind of falling on the bottom northeast, southwest side of Mexico. But then it goes all the way over to the Asian coast where you see China and Australia. So the moon is smaller and would fit in the Pacific Ocean. Energy. We use energy every day to light our homes, to cook our food, and to watch TV. Energy comes from renewable and non-renewable resources. A renewable resource is one that can be produced over and over again, such as solar or hydropower. Can you think of another example of a renewable resource? Now, a non-renewable resource is one that is in limited supply, so when it runs out, it's gone forever. Fossil fuels are non-renewable resources. Can you think of some examples? We can help the planet by conserving energy. One way to do this is by turning off lights and electronics when you are not using them. Fun facts, energy. Solar energy powers satellites and rovers in space. Hydropower, energy produced from flowing water, is used in every U.S. state. Electricity travels at the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second. It's a very fast speed, probably much faster than Lightning McQueen. Trivia time! Which of these uses the most energy in your home each year? Is it the refrigerator, heating and cooling, oven, or television? Which one uses the most energy? Point to it now. It is heating and cooling. Heating and air conditioning your home use a significant amount of energy. I don't know if your parents have ever complained to you and said, "Oh, why is the heat on? It's so hot outside," or "Who turned the air on? It's chilly, let's open the windows." I know my parents did, but that's because it takes a lot of energy to heat a whole house, or to cool down a whole house. Okay? Take a look around our classroom. You can't see the air in our classroom, but how does it feel right now? Hopefully they've turned the air on at this point in April where it's starting to get warm outside to keep us nice and cool from when we come in sweating from outside recess and such. But if you can imagine, all of the air around you that you're looking around right now is cold because of the air conditioner. Now, this is just one classroom, but imagine all the classrooms. Or imagine if I open my windows and doors and let that cold air out. The air conditioner machine would have to work harder and harder to cool my room down if I leave the door open. Think about all these things and how we use our energy at home, making sure we shut the refrigerator door after we get something, or turn the TV off if we leave the room. Or as soon as our cake bakes in the oven, we turn it off right away so as that we're not wasting energy. Climate. Climate is Earth's average weather over a long period of time. Humans affect the planet's weather patterns when we burn coal and oil. This burning causes greenhouse gases that trap heat in our atmosphere, causing the temperature to rise. Changes in our climate can lead to more extreme weather, rising levels, sea levels, and loss of plants and animals. Fun facts. Climate. Earth is still in an ice age called the Holocene period. There is a phenomenon called thundersnow. It's a snowstorm with thunder. Have you ever experienced that before? Red rain can occur when sand or dust mixes with raindrops in desert areas. It can also happen when there are large amounts of algae in the air. Wind doesn't make a sound. You only hear it when it hits objects such as trees and buildings. Interesting. So you can't hear wind, but have you heard it blowing past things like trees or grass or buildings? Trivia time. Which of these species is affected by global warming? Polar bears, Arctic foxes, giant pandas, or monarch butterflies? Point your finger to which one or ones you think are affected. All four of them, all of them are affected by global warming. The rising temperatures greatly impact ecosystems and their inhabitants. Waste. We throw away tons of garbage each year. It is estimated that each human produces 5 pounds of trash per day. All that trash ends up in landfills and contributes to litter in our communities. Waste pollutes our environment and harms wildlife. We can help reduce waste by buying less stuff, reusing items, recycling, and composting food waste. There is so much garbage in the world, and you're probably thinking, 5 pounds? Well, maybe some of the books on your desk weigh a pound or so, or some of the bigger books could weigh 5 pounds. But that's a lot of weight. And you're thinking, well, when I throw away my garbage trash, it's just like a plastic bag or part of a sandwich or an apple core. That doesn't weigh so much. But maybe someone else throws away a lot of old toys or things like that. That could be more. So it evens out to about 5 pounds per person. That's a lot of trash that we're throwing away. And where does that trash end up? Where does that trash go? Fun facts, waste. Compost is nutrient-dense soil and is a superfood for plants. In the U.S. each year, we throw away enough trash to fill 63,000 garbage trucks. Lined up, they could stretch halfway to the moon. Composting worms love watermelon. So does my turtle. Paper can be made from panda poop. So look at the paper at your desk. It could be made from panda poop. Trivia time. What color is the recycling symbol? Purple, yellow, green, or pink? What color is the recycling symbol? Point to it. Green. Great job. Happy Earth Day, my friends. I hope you spend the rest of the day thinking about ways to make the planet more green and a better place to live. I am proud of you for listening to this video, and I hope you have a marvelous rest of your day.